Trujillo.
Chris, off air, when you and I talked privately about the card, there are some fights we think we don't know who's going to win, but it's probably not going to go the distance. This is one of those fights.
Absolutely. Very, very excited when we saw his last fight, Gustavo. Didn't last long at all. I knew he's big, strong, athletic, talented. It didn't last long at all. I really don't know what he has besides a lot of power. He's going against another guy who has a lot of power. So when you have that, it's very, very rare when you're going to get a long fight. This is probably not going to be a long fight. It's going to be an entertaining fight. That's what I want. I want entertainment.
Gustavo Trujillo, a member of the Cuban Greco-Roman Wrestling National Team. 3 pro MMA bouts, 1-0 in BKFC. Trujillo told me he wants to stay long, land big shots from range. He feels Lorenzo Hunt is going to try to walk him down throughout. He said, I have to control the tempo, I have to control the distance, and I have to be patient.
You know, it's funny that he said that because last fight was everything but what he just said. He went in there right away, closed the distance, grabbed the back of the head, and just laid his opponent out. He looked like an absolute beast. Remind me a lot of Jim Allen's in there at a different weight class, but his game plan is to go out there, be smarter this time, be more efficient. It all works out great on paper, not necessarily when somebody else is trying to take your head off.
Gustavo Trujillo also said, I cannot allow Hunt to make this an inside fight, which I believe he wants to do. I'm going to close the distance, but only after I have turned the tempo in my favor from range, and then eventually when I see the opening, slowly pressure and throw punches on the inside.
Well, I would like to see that if he's able to do it. I want to see him fight from the outside. We didn't get to see enough of it last time. Let's see if he's got the maturity and the discipline to keep it at that level.
And now, please welcome his opponent from Florida, Lorenzo Hunt.
Lorenzo Hunt, of every fighter on this card, all 16 who we speak to in our pre-fight interview on this card, Lorenzo Hunt wins the Intensity Award. And he won that award the last time he fought. Veteran of 8 pro MMA bouts, 2-0 in his bare-knuckle career as a pro, including 1-0 in BKFC. Prides himself first and foremost on being an extremely cerebral fighter, but there's an asterisk because he's a cerebral fighter with a lot of aggression and a lot of power.
And that was one thing he said he wanted to do. He wants to pick his shots more. He wants to turn this into what he calls a chess match. That's what this should be. The way I look at this is bare knuckle is more of the sweet science than boxing. You have to be more technical to be a really high-level fighter. That shows me he wants to be a high-level fighter. He doesn't want to go in there and win some and lose some because he's too aggressive. He wants to go in there and win them all. But it starts right here. It starts with coming in here and being able to dictate what you want to do against a very tough in-game opponent.
Hunt said, I respect the punching power, the aggressiveness of Gustavo Trujillo. I'm going to use his aggression against him. I'm going to limit his space. I'm going to go continually to the body when I see the openings, and I'm not going to be bullied.
I like that we have two guys who seem like they have very similar strategies. They're talking about being technical. They're talking about not being too aggressive. They're talking about effective aggressiveness instead of just bullying the other guy. We'll see if they are able to do that. Whoever's able to do that is probably going to win the fight.
And that is why you have inspectors in combat sports. Well done by the Florida Athletic Commission and the inspectors, respectively, in the ring. Yes, we do not think this will go all 5 rounds. The numbers now for this cruiserweight bout, Lorenzo Hunt versus Gustavo Trujillo.
Once again, the big thing, the big difference right here is Lorenzo Hunt is 11 years older than Gustavo. Height, little bit different. You know, you have a 2-inch height advantage for Gustavo, but not that big of a difference. Weight the same, experience almost the same. A little bit advantage going to Lorenzo Hunt. Can't wait to see this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the next fight of the night. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the bare-knuckle cruiserweight division, and is presented to you by Kling Law. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black. His official weight, an even 205 pounds. He is undefeated as a bare knuckle fighter at 1-0. Fighting out of Miami, Florida, by way of Ciego de Avila, Cuba, Gustavo, the Cuban assassin, Trujillo. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears black and gold. His official weight, 204.6 pounds. He is also undefeated as a bare knuckle fighter at 2-0. Fighting out of Cleveland, Ohio, by way of Jacksonville, Florida. Here is Lorenzo, the Juggernaut! And our referee in charge of the action, Andrew Glenn.
It could be. It very well could be. All these guys are extremely aggressive.
Gustavo Trujillo, first to toe the line.
Gustavo's ready. Look at him. Can't wait for this fight to start.
Glenn, the referee, getting both fighters set, calls knuckle up round number 1. Black and yellow trunks for Lorenzo Hunt. Solid black trunks for the Cuban-born, Miami, Florida-based Gustavo Trujillo. Double left jab from Hunt.
Both guys look very relaxed out there.
So already the feints, the level changes from Hunt. Straight 1-2 by Trujillo.
The thing that I'm noticing right away is the length advantage right now from Gustavo. It looks like his arms are much longer.
There was a rear naked uppercut thrown by Trujillo, but he pulled it back. Bit of an audacious punch.
Dangerous punch to throw, especially in this.
See that wide open stance used by Trujillo. Much more traditional boxing stance by Hunt.
Oh, wow.
Goes down, and that is ruled and knocked out by Andrew Glenn. He's caught on the short right counter.
He's hurt.
And that's it! Just like that! Hunt protests, and the rapid fire first round one-punch knockout win for Gustavo Trujillo.
And he's got a hell of a cut on his lip right there. Just like that, as soon as he came in, he got caught with a quick right hand, put him out. And he fell hard, he fell face first, and his legs were not underneath him at all. Once he stood up, the referee recognized that and said he's going to get hurt if this fight continues.
You will see it clearly on the replay. Hunt explodes in, and it is the counter punch of Trujillo that finishes this fight.
And look at that cut on his lip. That's one of the bad ones you're going to see.
What were we saying about a short fight, Chris?
Yeah, I didn't know it'd be that fast, but it was really the first good punch that was landed was the only one that was going to be landed all night.
Just like that, Gustavo Trujillo now 2-0 in BKFC.
Like I talked about earlier, we haven't got to see him fight enough because he's so strong, he hits so hard. It's going to be tough to have anybody go much distance with him if he can continue to land punches like that. He looked a lot better this time, more relaxed, didn't jump in there. Look at that split on that lip. My goodness.
Intended to by the world-class, the great Jacob Stitch Duran.
And I know he's upset right now. I know Lorenzo Hunt's not happy that they stopped the fight. However, if you saw his legs right there, if you saw what was coming after that, he was going to get hurt pretty bad, I believe.
I've been to a lot of ABC regulatory medical conferences, and I can tell you, even if Glenn let that fight continue off of the punch, Dr. Don Musi, the attending ringside physician, almost guaranteed will stop it. That cut through the lip, it can go up into the sinus cavity, rip your face. That type of cut stops virtually every fight across North America. It's just vicious.
And if you look at that, that's a very bad. It reminded me of when Overeem fought and got his head knocked off. As he comes in, just a short right on the button right there, and he falls face first. When you don't put your hands down to block yourself from falling, you know you're hurt. Just came in. That's amazing how much power he has. Here he comes in. That's the thing with that kind of punch. It was all of Lorenzo Hunt's weight at the same time as all the power from Gustavo. Just a perfectly timed and perfectly paced punch right there.
You see Trujillo thinking about throwing another punch, which probably would have been a disqualification loss for him. Hunt down on the right hand. You see Trujillo now loading up. Andrew Glenn stepping in.
Yeah, I think it would have been wise for Lorenzo Hunt just to take a break and sit there and try and get his 8 count before he stood up. Get his legs underneath him.
And again, Chris, with that cut, I feel without question the Josh Barnett celebration, that even if Glenn had let that fight continue, that's going to be stopped medically because of that cut, that slice in the upper lip of Lorenzo Hunt. Here's Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Andrew Glenn, steps in and calls a stop to the fight at 1 minute, 1 second into round number 1. Your winner by TKO, Gustavo, the Cuban Assassin, Trujillo.
61 seconds is the time of victory for Gustavo Trujillo. Chris, without question, the former Cuban national team Greco-Roman wrestler, most definitely a fighter to watch in BKFC's cruiserweight division.
Oh, without a doubt. I was very impressed right there to seeing how he was moving around the whole time. Seemed so relaxed out there. You can tell he's been working relentlessly at this sport. He seems so relaxed out there, comfortable. He's going to be tough to deal with when he can be that relaxed and still deliver that kind of power.
Lorenzo Hunt is a high-level fighter. Again, he entered 2-0 as a pro BK fighter, 1-0 in BKFC. But he walked into that punch and he was finished.